Good morning, Skipward.
Joshua, top of the
How are
muffin.
you? Top of the muffin?
Top of the muffin to you. Seinfeld reference.
Well, I mean, I get the yeah.
Okay,
So what do
well,
you do with the rest of the muffin?
I give you the top of the muffin. See, top of the muffin to you, and I eat the rest.
You don't like the top? The top of the muffin is the best part of the muffin.
It's the part around the bottom gets crispy. Actually, you know what? Back in the day, remember Bill Knapp's?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they used to sell, and I think they still do, a box of cornbread tops, and they were just the top of the corn muffin.
Okay.
Those were so good. Just throw those in the toaster, throw some butter on them. Oh, anyway, sorry. How's it going? Doing good? Yes, we are. Yes. It's a beautiful day in Michigan today, folks.
How much snow do you got on the ground?
We have none. We're raining at the moment.
Oh. Yeah, I have snow on the ground.
Well,
meanwhile,
it lasted.
In the subdivision behind me, the landscapers are still out trying to put mulch down. So
good for them. Good for them.
Yep. Yeah, it was summer was nice for a week. Our summer preview. It is still April.
Fake. This is definitely fake summer preview, as you say.
Yeah, it's mid-April. We're not supposed to be 80 degrees.
Well, El Nino said different.
That we are supposed to be in 80 degrees right now?
That's what the weather that he gave us, or she gave us. El Nino. El is Nino. It's a guy. Yeah. It's a guy.
Why are you assigning gender to Nino?
I'm not. I'm going off the name.
Oh.
It's a hunch. I don't know.
An assumption.
No, because here's the thing. El Nino gave us the warm weather. Mother Nature's screwing us right now.
Hashtag cancel Skippy.
Oh, really?
How do you feel about Bud Light?
We go there. Listen. Okay. All right. Let's get it out right now.
Nope.
No, we're not.
We're not going to get into that, really.
Just do your own thing. Quit worrying about what everybody else does. That's all I got to say. Just quit worrying about what everybody else does. If she wants to get a can with their name on it, then have at it. Get after it. She's got what, like 10,000 or 10? Is it 10? No, 10 million.
I don't know who you're talking about.
The person that is started this whole thing, the Dylan Mulvaney.
Oh, Kid Rock was the first I heard of any of it.
So it was somebody Bud Light gave to celebrate her 1 year of transitioning. Bud Light sent her own can with her face on it. And now everybody wants to cancel Bud Light because of that.
Oh.
That's the whole thing.
See how current I am? I know things.
But this person has millions of followers. So who is anybody else to tell her what she can and can't do? You don't want to drink Bud Light because of that? Great. You know what? Coors has had a 20-year Pride Festival for the last 20 years. And they've been the presenting sponsor in Denver, Colorado. So I guess you don't want like Coors either. Jack Daniels is doing something with drag queens. I guess you don't want like Jack either. Every major beer sponsor is going to go after every major demographic they can. So y'all get over it. Anyway, hi.
You don't need millions of followers in order for your opinion to matter.
It's true. Out there. Oh, absolutely.
But yeah. You said she has millions of followers, so why should anybody tell her what to do? It doesn't matter.
No, nobody should be able to tell anybody else what to do.
Thank you. Just want to make it clear that you weren't intentionally being.
Oh no, I'm saying that she must be doing something right to have that type of following. Is kind of where I was going with that part.
I don't know. I've seen lots of weird fucking places.
That's very
Skippy's
true.
views are his own and does not speak for the show or the Sweet Rex and Smoking Butts Barbecue food truck.
All types of people are welcome at my food truck.
I will take anybody.
Anyway, speaking of food trucks, we have those, right?
I don't know. At least for another week.
Did you have the air on at all this week?
Sure did.
Yes, sir.
They got toasty.
It was real toasty.
It's supposed to be a warm transition or a slow transition into warmer air for, so our bodies can acclimate. So when you go from furnace to air conditioner in 2 days span, yeah, it got to, I think, let's see, I saw 94 on the thermostat on the air conditioner as the air temperature when we turned it on the second day on Friday. But or Saturday, one of the 2 days. Yeah, it was warm. And it doesn't take long for those big tin boxes to warm up.
Yeah. Especially with all the heat that we're adding by turning things on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was air conditioner was on Friday and Saturday. And then the heater was on last night.
I had the air conditioning on pretty much all week.
Yeah. We suffered for a couple of days. And it was even felt warm in there yesterday. It was only a high of 64 yesterday, I think, but it was warm in there, but we left it off. Yeah, how was your week? It was nice weather. Sun came out. Did the people come out?
This past week to me was a we'll call it a humbling week. Grateful, humble. We started my daughter had surgery on Monday. Didn't realize it was just an endoscopy. So luckily everything came back fine.
Good.
Those things only last like 3 minutes. Like they knock you out, they stick a tube down your throat, take a couple pictures, and then you're back. It was like literally 5 minutes. She was gone out of the room. And of course I got a picture of her waking up from the propofol nap or a video. And she just starts talking and then goes to sleep and then just starts talking again and goes to sleep. It's hilarious. We visited 2 neighborhoods from last year that invited us back this year for multiple dates. Everybody came out. It was great. Our spot in our fair city of Brooklyn is, lack of better words, heating up. We were supposed to, we sold out on the 13th, a Thursday. Friday, we did a private event at a local bar that I'm worried about because as he went to pay the tab, his credit card got declined. So I sent him an invoice. So let's hope for the best. If not, I know where he works. And then Saturday was a messed up day. We post our schedule every Monday and we tag every business or wherever that we're going so everybody knows where the business is. And they always reciprocate the tag on the day or day before you're supposed to arrive. And I noticed this local brewery did not do that. So on Thursday night, of course, I go look at their schedule and they booked a different truck. So I reached out to her and I said, "Hey, I have you on our schedule for tomorrow. What's going on?" I get a text. Oops, I overlooked this. I'm sorry. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm like, I kind of run an ad every week to let you know what let that people know where I'm going to be. And I did that here. And they're like, well, I do apologize. I completely overlooked this. I said, okay. Anyway, so we had to find another day or another place. So I went back to Brooklyn and I'm like, well, it's a Saturday. I'll cook more food than I normally would for like an 11 to 6 shift. So I cooked 4 butts, 3 briskets, 8 racks of ribs, and 2 overfull pans of mac and cheese. And I was done by 5 o'clock. Had an unbelievable day. Weather was great. It was cooler, even though it was 80 something degrees out. The wind was going, so it was nice. And then at like 3 o'clock, a gang, because these girls are in a gang of Girl Scouts set up right on the corner, right next to me. And So I walked over and of course got my box and I donated a box. To everybody out there, just so you know, if, with Girl Scouts, you don't have to buy cookies if you don't want cookies, but you can donate a box to somebody else or donate money if you'd like to support the Girl Scout troop.
But why wouldn't you want cookies?
Yeah, well, my wife tells me I can't have cookies, but she was also a Girl Scout troop leader for a while, so a little special place in my heart for those girls. Anyway, so I was looking at it and I went over about a cookie. She's like, we're trying to bring you more business. I'm like, I've been here since 11. You got here at 3. She's like, I said, well, I'm trying to bring you more business. And then I realized,
well, you know what? You didn't sell out till they got there, though.
I didn't sell out until the rain started either. So anyway, so then I finally realized like it was a trap because people go around me and they couldn't go around me because the Girl Scouts were there parked. So they had to like back up, but they would come for them, get a box of cookies and stop at me and get a sandwich and go. I'm like, ooh, dinner and dessert.
Right. See, it worked.
So it was like a freaking trap. And I thought it was the coolest thing in the world.
Did you let the Girl Scouts know where and when you'll be everywhere else?
I did not. Ish. But I had a couple scoops of mac and cheese left, so I gave it to them and said, hey, have some mac and cheese. And they liked it. Anyway, so yeah, that was by far our best day there. Best day ever there. And I'm very, very thankful to that community and for showing up. And I got people that are texting me, that are messaging me to hold food for them. I'm like, it's hard for me to hold food. First come, first serve.
Mm-hmm.
You can pre-order ribs if you want, but just the fact that I've been making my own rub for ribs and pork, and people are loving it. So very, 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 very grateful to these people. A lot of regulars.
Good.
It's good to be on the township fire. It's good to be on the township fire department's good side. Because they come every time I'm there. They always come sit up for lunch.
Awesome. That's good. So it was a good week. It
was a great week. Very, very. It was a barring the invoice that I still have not got paid yet. It was a great week.
Was this your best week of the year? Thus far?
Yeah, I think so. Pretty
nice.
Pretty close. If not, yeah, pretty close. Yeah, pretty close.
Thank you, Rain Man.
Yeah, trying to think. I mean, it's
pretty close. Yeah.
I have a goal this year of what I want to make in sales. And last year I really didn't start until middle of May full time. And this time I started, beginning of March, and just to see the same people come back is always having regulars, having groupies, sold my first 2 pieces of merch this week. I sold a hat and I sold a shirt. So nice. That was cool. It's just cool. Like, to me, it's just cool. I used to just giving shirts away. Now I want to sell them.
What is your sales goal for the year, if you don't mind?
250.
Nice. What were you last year?
190.
Nice. That's solid growth. Most people would be thrilled with that kind of growth.
I'm hoping so. And being a one-man show, it makes me feel even better. But
hire some people, will you?
What's that?
Hire some people.
I don't want to. I love doing. So let's go into your week, and then I got something I want to chat about. I mean, you said we have great topics. I want to talk about great topics. So this is a good topic. Go ahead. What's your week? How'd we do?
Let's see. Let's go.
You told me you didn't have to have any painful conversations, so that was good.
No. So let's see. Tuesday was pretty slow for us. We were still on the transition into the good weather of the week. But it was still nice out. It was gorgeous out. Lunch was a little bit slower than we thought it would be. Dinner was the slowest dinner we had all week, but it was better than lunch. I don't know if it was just a little bit of a spring break hangover for people that were traveling and coming back. But they were behind in work and stuff, and so they stayed at the office or wherever to get caught up on emails and stuff. That's what I'm going to go with.
I would agree.
But Wednesday started a 3-day in a row sellout streak for us. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're all sellouts. Saturday was absolutely gorgeous. I love Brew Merchant. I love what they're doing. I love the outdoor patio that they are in the middle of renovating. I think it'll be a great weekday dinner location.
Okay.
So
for a Saturday, it wasn't the best.
It was fine, and we're there from 3 to 8, which is typically a dinner type service for us, or 4 to 8. So had we been there for just, if for 4 hours, it wasn't awful, as a perspective of building it and getting people there, and it being 80 degrees on a Saturday for the first time, and people doing yard work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We've talked about that before, where we get these first really nice Saturdays and we're dead.
Like everybody's going to be out.
Yeah, outside. Everybody's out doing yard stuff, trying to get stuff done, or golfing, or they're out doing.
I think that's where I was lucky, because I set up at a farm in Fleet, so people could come get all their crap first.
Well, and that was part of our reasoning behind Menards. Yeah. Because people are going to be in getting lawn stuff and plants and stuff, and Menards just had us in an awful spot in the parking lot. But anyways, so yeah. Doing those sales on a Wednesday evening is a much better fit for us. So we're there this Saturday. We'll see what happens this Saturday, but after this Saturday, I think the majority of ours are during the week with them. And I think that'll be a better fit. So we did like $800, I think, which I can handle for a dinner service if we have a decent lunch. So it's we're just learning the new location. We're feeling it out and getting through it. So
speaking of new locations, how's Michigan Works? Is Michigan Works working?
Yeah, it's a parking lot. They're not open.
No,
and they're literally 10 feet away from where we were set up before. So
it's working.
It's I think it's a better spot. We have better visibility coming down M37, actually. So before, we had a bunch of trees on both sides of us kind of blocking sight lines on the road. So we've had new people coming to us that hadn't been there before. So, and the only reasoning that I can think of is location. So they can see us a little bit easier. So we sold out those 3 days, and then Saturday we did not, and then sold out again on Sunday, which really surprised both Chris and I. So we had cooked a little bit lighter because the forecast, even on Saturday, was supposed to be rain and thunderstorms all day long, the entire day.
That's what we got. We got rain started probably around 4:30ish Sunday. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
we had rain all day Sunday.
Sorry.
Like 12 noon's about when it started.
So I woke up and it was drizzly out, still pretty warm. I mean, it was 60, I think, when I woke up. And then it's cleared out. Like, we had a beautiful sunrise. The picture I had of the rainbow was from yesterday morning. Like, it was gorgeous out in the morning. And it kind of stayed that way until about 12:30. Like, we had moments of just like a little bit of rain here and there and some wind, but we got hit hard from 11 to there was a moment where I thought we were going to be done by 12:30. Like, it was that busy, and people just buying 2 pounds of brisket at a time. Yeah. So we cooked a smidge lighter, like one less pork butt lighter.
Yeah.
But we had a guy buy 3 racks of ribs, and we had, I think, 4 orders that were $100 or more.
Yeah. That's
so
to me, that's humbling. Like, just getting, so people come up and get a $9 sandwich. Okay, great.
Right.
Appreciate you. Thank you very much. People come up and get $100 worth of food. First of all, and then they leave you like a $20 tip, and you're like, like, dude, that's way too. Like, sometimes I tell people, like, that's way too much, man. And they're like, no, good. grab it.
Yeah, mine's usually, are you sure?
Yeah, that's what I said.
You know what the total was, right? It's like,
yeah, and they drop $120, and it's like, do you do that everywhere? Like, are you that type of person, or is it our food just that good?
Yeah, we had one guy in Newaygo tell us he stopped back. He comes all the time. But he says, I still have a hard time believing that the best food I can get in this area comes off a food truck. So, and he comes every week. So
it's awesome.
Those things are always nice to hear. So yeah, we did four sellouts in 5 days. So
awesome.
We call that a successful day. I undercooked for our sales goal for the week, but we came pretty close to it regardless. Yeah, I mean, considering we weren't open last Sunday, so doing a 5-day service, it was a really good sales week for us. So
yeah, I would agree with that. Sunday, I haven't been back to my I was just talking about going back to our Home Depot spot on Sunday, but now I think it's not necessarily the secret's out, but I see more people setting up there during the week, and I get worried that because we don't really tell them we're coming, we just come.
Show up.
Yeah. And they're fine with it. There's no issues with it, but it's like
there's a chance that someone else is going to be there when you pull in.
Yeah.
Someone else will show up.
So I kind of worry about that, but it is what it is. They actually want to have a food truck rally on Memorial Day weekend. So that was kind of neat, but they have the room for it.
Yeah.
Problem is I'm only available on Sunday.
Yeah, if they're all right with it.
Yeah. They'll be good. Oh, hi, dogs.
Oh. He just hopped up onto the couch in the office, and there's some artwork and stuff. There's like a little gap between pillows and artwork that he's trying to find a spot to lay down in. And he's looking at me very disappointed.
Oh,
hold on, let me clear some room for him real quick.
Oh boy.
Hold on, sorry.
That was the most ugliest look I've ever seen. There's a goat.
I sent a message to my wife about 25 minutes ago, and I just got a response, but I didn't remember what I had sent her. So out of context, the response was very confusing. Like I didn't know what she was talking about.
Gotcha.
So I had to look real quick. Anyways, what were we saying?
Oh, I don't remember.
Finishing up with the Memorial Day thing at Home Depot. Yeah, it's interesting how locations has kind of happen like that, where I don't know if trucks see other trucks at places, and then all of a sudden it's now a hot spot for food trucks.
Yeah.
I think that does happen quite a bit.
I do too.
I don't know. So Wiseman Distillery, had a decent talk with them, with Zach, who does their IT stuff and some other marketing stuff for them too. He gets our position, which is nice. He knows that we have to make money, and that if we have to pull out on Fridays for evenings or whatever, then he completely understands, which is good. And it's good to have that kind of communication and relationship with sites, that everybody's on the same page,
Absolutely.
They want you to make money, you want to make money, and you both want each other to bring in people for the other.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know where I was going with that.
You had a meeting with them.
I don't know where I was going. It was good though. Shit. I don't know. I have no idea.
All right.
I had a thought originally. There was a reason I said that, and I don't know. I completely lost all sorts of train of thought.
Well, good for you.
Oh yeah. Anyways, so yeah, they have a lot of food trucks booked, like most of the week, which hasn't happened since we've been going there. But I know that every trivia night they have food trucks there, and then us every Friday. So I don't know if just between us and the Tuesday night food trucks that other ones driving by have seen that kind of activity and think, well, if they were there every Friday during the winter, it must be a good spot. And maybe, but I also think the more often food trucks are at locations like that, like the bars and stuff that do food trucks every night, I think do better. Because I think people that go to those places know there's going to be food there, you know?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah. Yeah.
And they're not eating before or after, or they're not stopping there before they have reservations somewhere else, or they're off to dinner.
Yeah. And I think that's what, so I cooked a lot of food for our little Friday private event at the local watering hole. And then I realized like who it was for.
Mm-hmm.
And it's wealthy people. The guy has owned a title company for a long time. It was his 70th birthday. So it's like people going there, having some cocktails, drinks, whatever, and then going, walking 2 blocks to the uppity restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a bunch of, I don't care that you're wealthy. You can tell me all you want. I serve food from a food truck, bud. I don't care that you're a rich fella. Pay your bill and walk along. But it's like people who they showed that's exactly what they did was they came there, gave him a pint of whatever alcohol he likes and walked away. So, and I made the mistake of not charging a minimum to go, not knowing that if there was going to be any other people downtown or not, and there wasn't, so I left at like 9. But so they've always been good to us. They let it. It was the first spot we ever signed up for, and they let us down. So I'm not too worried about it or not charging a minimum, but we'll just remember that for next time. But yeah.
So yeah. Do you find yourself having more leeway with a bad day with places that you've had a good relationship with?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Whether or not they've been outstanding days in the past, but at least, yeah. And that's kind of where we're at with Wiseman. Like they've been so good to us the whole time. It's like I trying to give them enough leash to correct what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, there's only I had a rule when I first started that I'll go somewhere twice. If it doesn't work, I won't go back.
Yeah.
And with those places, if it doesn't work, but I've had good days there before, then it is what it is. It's just one of those days. But yeah, but I think that's definitely true. It's definitely true.
Okay, you said you wanted to ask something or talk about something. So let's get at her. Pitter patter.
Okay. Please, I apologize. Please hold. I have to pull it up. So in one of our food truck group chats, not the group chats, but Facebook pages, somebody had posted, and we actually had somebody on our Brandon Hott from Num Num Ninja posted about what they're trying to do with the state of Michigan and regarding one fee, no more individual township fees, just one fee, right? And I chimed in because I don't think they're looking at the bigger picture. So I want to get your opinion. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yep, I saw it, and I saw your response.
Am I out of the line of reason with my response?
How about you go with your response so everybody that we're talking to knows what you're talking about?
So basically, they reached out to a state representative to talk about a statewide health license, basically cutting out the local municipalities, local HDs, and just doing one thing. So you can travel anywhere in the state of Michigan and not worry about whether there's a food truck permit that you have to buy for that town. So my response was, and I'll read it verbatim, is not to be a Debbie Downer, but I don't see this happening. Here are my questions for you to think about. One, if the state passed a law granting one state license, who then determines how high that fee is going to be? Will it now be a state STFU license instead of getting licensed via local county HD? how will the local cities recoup those funds that they're losing? I said, got to think about bigger picture. Personally, I would rather go through the local city's HD or a fire marshal than let the state handle everything. I would guess that the state fees would be well over $1,000, not to mention what the HD fees would be. And what I mean by that is, we can go to each of our local county health departments and get licensed. So I'm licensed.
You don't need to, though.
Correct. You don't need to. But like I'm located in Jackson County. Mm-hmm. I got licensed in Eaton County, because it was $200 cheaper. Mm-hmm. I was just starting out, so money was a big thing. But also regulations were not as stingy or not as stringent. Like Wayne County is the worst. They make you have a whole bunch of different things that is very hard for new food trucks to do if you don't already have the funding in place. So if you had to get licensed through the actual state, so if you had to go to Lansing to MDARD and get licensed, because that's, I think, where some people go, I think for small trucks that are just starting out, it's a hefty pill to swallow.
I don't think that's what they're trying to do. I don't think they're trying to abolish county health departments.
So he referenced a law in Georgia because they passed this law in Georgia. And I went and looked at that law in Georgia. And it's one fee.
Okay.
And covers everything that we do here, including HD, including local town permits, whatever the case may be.
Okay.
I'm worried that if the state gets involved and just takes over everything, that it's going to get way too political and it's going to get way too, I'm thinking the fees are going to be way too high. Let's put it that way.
I'd pay $3,000 a year.
But you don't
in
pay
a heartbeat.
You don't pay
$3,000. Heartbeat.
But okay, so you're saying everywhere you go, you have to pay something. Everywhere you set up regularly, you have to pay something.
Every city, township, blah, blah, blah. Maybe not regularly and maybe not every one, but you know what? Me going into a new township and having to go through all that shit again every time, or not knowing, to not have to worry about driving to a neighboring city on a last second deal and I have to worry about local police showing up to shut us down because we're not licensed and don't have a permit to operate in that city. So yeah, I'm all on board for a singular state vending license.
See,
I think it'll have a really hard time going. There's too many different ordinances that prevent people from going places in cities. And I don't think the state can determine whether or not a city allows a food truck to set up in their city.
But you don't think the cities that are going to be cut out of this are going to figure out, because realistically, the only reason they put a permit dollar amount in place is to recoup some mystery taxes that they don't get because we're a business operating within their township. So you don't think they're going to fight the state to keep it local?
Well, I would imagine that the state would have some sort of program to filter those down.
So in the state of Georgia, it's $250 for the year. Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
I love it. Then you have your business license, which is like $150, $200 a year. And then there's $250 for a county, or for, I think they go by each county.
So you're going to pay per each county that you plan on operating in.
So if you're doing that every month, that's $250 a county.
It's a monthly fee?
Well, that was from the local news. Hold on. Like if it was $200 a year, fuck yeah, I'd be all about it. That's fine. But I think $1,000 or more, again, is a tough pill to swallow for people, especially in the state of Michigan where people don't travel. Like Brandon's Num Num Ninja brand, he travels everywhere. Mm-hmm. So I could see that if you travel multiple counties from basically sea to shining sea, that would be good for you because that's less hassle you have to do. But for somebody like me that travels to maybe 2 or 3 different counties that don't have those rules or don't have.
It's not the counties that have rules; it's the cities that have rules.
Whatever, but still, the cities that don't have rules. So like Ann Arbor loves food trucks. Jackson's okay with food trucks. Lansing's okay with food trucks. Different townships in Lansing aren't necessarily happy about them, but whatever. If the worst I have to pay per year, I don't see it. I don't see it working for people that maybe do it on a part-time basis, or don't do full-time roadside vending or festivals or something like that.
Well, if they're only doing part-time, then they can just do a temporary license like you do now. I operated off of temporary licenses for the first 3 months.
And those temporary licenses back when you did it were like $50 a piece.
Okay.
In our town, they're $145 a piece.
That's your decision to set up in that town then.
Absolutely. I get it. Most of them are more expensive now.
So you mentioned cities, and the cities that you have to pay or whatever that love food trucks. They're all major cities. What about just outside of those city limits when you're in the townships? Do you look at every township you set up in?
Blackman Township has a $250 permit fee, but they also have other rules among that other fee. Like you can't set up within 1,000 feet of an established restaurant or coffee shop either. So how are they going to get rid of those?
I don't think they can. That's what I was just saying. I don't think they can get rid of those. A township and a city still have the opportunity to say, we don't want food trucks from this time of the day to this time of the day, or only on at these certain spots, or the state can't take that right away. They can keep them from charging food trucks though. That'd be like every city and town and county having a fishing license. There's a Hess Lake fishing license. If you want to fish on that lake, you got to have that license. That's what we're dealing with right now, versus a state license or a deer license. You have to have a deer license per county that you want to hunt in. And that's what we deal with as food trucks.
So I could see why Georgia did it, because their original one was what I was saying. The original one was you had to pay $250 per county you wanted to operate in.
Okay. Plus
everything else. I'm still trying to find out where it says how much the fee would be. And it's like,
I'd even be good with something like that, where we pay the health department is separate from all the other fees. So the health department stays the same, because they can't abolish the local health departments because they do so much more than food service stuff. And they're there already. So you would still get your licensing and everything from the local health department that you are in, but they can standardize those fees so that there's not the way they have it right now, where is the health department has a minimum they have to charge. They can charge as much as they want, but they have to hit I think it's $200 or whatever is the minimum for the yearly STFU, something like that. And it's the same with the paid inspections. It's a minimum charge, but they can go up to whatever they want. So the state can standardize that. So I don't see why they can't do the same thing with permits and licenses. Then the city can determine whether or not they want food trucks on city property.
Well,
they can make it so, yes, your license is good in the town, but you have to be on private property and have permission from the owner.
Which is kind of what we do right now.
Yeah. Right now, there's towns that don't allow you to set up anywhere.
True. Yeah, there are times that you need to express written consent from.
Oh my gosh, you need a freaking lease agreement. Yeah. We'd like to see a lease agreement between you two. What? We're going to be there for 3 hours one day, and only catering their business. So yeah, I'd like to be able to see, like, I would pay per county. Like, here are the counties we're going to operate in this year. And to be able to say, you know what? Halfway through the year, we got invited to a different county and say, hey, we need to change our original, and here's the $100 fee. To be able to have all that stuff in one spot and have it be very clear, very concise, exactly what you're paying when you want to go somewhere, without having to go through some of these effing townships websites to try to find the right person, or then there's 3 different people that you're talking to that none of them know the proper permit or license that you need because they've never had a food truck in their township, but they had one. Or it's some guy that says, well, we don't have a policy on it on food trucks, so we're not going to allow food trucks. Because just because we don't have a policy doesn't mean you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
We've heard that one. So yeah, I think there's a lot that can be done to make it way better. I think yeah, trying to curb some of those fees and the Wild West nature of policy is a good way to go. I think it's going to be a hard thing to do, but I think it's worth it. Because yeah, I'm in 6 counties probably a year. Shit, we've already done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've been in 6 counties already this year.
Yeah.
Kent, Ottawa, Allegan, Newaygo, Kalamazoo. No, Kalamazoo? No, it'd be Allegan. So 5 counties in Cass.
Why is it that you can go to other counties and not abide by their HD rules?
We do.
So I'll give you an example. So Wayne County, and I think you have it on your truck anyway, so it wouldn't matter, but I don't have it on mine, is automatic door closer.
Yeah.
Wayne County requires it. I don't have one, but I can still operate within their county because I have a STFU license.
Yep.
So
you just wouldn't be able to have your, so you wouldn't be able to be licensed from.
I wouldn't be able to go Wayne there County. Yeah, do my $90 health inspection.
But is that a health thing or a fire thing? That was a health thing.
That part I couldn't tell. I don't
know. We're supposed to. So
I know the HD was the one who was mandating it.
It's in all of our STFU stuff that you're supposed to have either air curtains or automatic closing doors and windows. Yeah, we had to put spring. We had to put spring. We didn't have those springs on our door when we got our trailer. That door was not automatically closing. So it's there. They look for it when we get our license. But when they come out to do our paid inspections, they're not opening and closing the windows to make sure they're shut.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen trucks out there that have just the big giant window that slides to the left or right. Tell me how that's closing automatically. And it's open the whole time they're there with no air curtain or whatever.
Yeah.
So
I don't think it'll be interesting to see whatever happens. I think it's been started numerous times and nothing's ever come from it. But I think your local municipalities are going to fight it. I think
absolutely.
I think they're going to fight it hard. And I think that unless you have a professional lobby group, which kind of is what they're working with, you're going to have a hard time. I like what you just said with I'd like to operate in XXXYYY county and pay $250 to that county that covers everything inside that county. I think that would be better than just having one statewide license that covers.
I take that too, either way. But yeah, that would alleviate the person just starting up and okay, we're only going to be in this county. Like we're not going to be moving around.
I'm going to set up at Lowe's at my local place because
we have a permanent location on wheels.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think there's ways to do it, and maybe you can even tier some stuff. Just because it's hard doesn't mean it's not worth doing. The hard is what makes it good. According to Jimmy, whatever his last name was, on the League of Their Own.
Okay.
What's so funny?
Nothing. What other topics do we have?
What else? I gotta find I lost my shit.
You ever thought about how you define success?
all the time.
Does it change?
I hope to get there someday.
Does that definition change?
No, never.
Does it encompass a lot of items? Like a lot of no.
So let's go back because that was one of the topics I wanted to touch base on.
Okay.
You had asked on our Facebook page what constitutes a successful day, which is an impossible question to ask amongst a group of food truck people that all serve different foods. Because there's trucks out there that if they do $500 in sales, it's a good day for them.
Oh, absolutely. I know one. He's made $800. He's happier than a pig in shit. I get that. I'm just asking what their successful day is. Not comparing. Like if Bubba tells me his is, hi Bubba, is $2,600 a day, and you got Ray's Ding Dongs is $500 a day. Okay, great. They should be equal. That's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, do you say you apologize?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Well, you said it was impossible, so I'm apologizing for the impossible.
Well, it's without context. So somebody that's not a food truck operator that just loves listening to us for whatever reason, someone says a great day is $500, and then somebody else says, we're not going to leave the driveway unless we're going to make $4,000.
Yeah.
And then you're looking at those like, well, how can those be so different? Is the $4,000 guy just being greedy? And is the $500 guy just humble? Or is it that the $500 guy has got $50 worth of food or whatever on his trailer, and he's going to make $450, and the $4,000 guy's got $2,000 worth of food, So the margins are vastly different depending on the truck. I think a better metric, not sales, but is customer counts. And even that can be a little weird because you have people buying food for multiple people sometimes.
Yeah.
But based on
ticket number or amount of tickets sold.
Yep. And then I have in my head what a really good day is based on transaction numbers. And then I know that transaction range is a good day based on our average check.
Yeah.
And that average check hasn't really moved much since we opened. It's pretty much been there. It's gone up a little bit every year. This year we're up like 15% on our average check, which is crazy. But I'll take it. For us, it's 60 to 70 people is a really good day for us.
Yeah, when I go out, if I do an all day thing, I'm 50 tickets is where I want to be.
Yeah.
Because 50 tickets for me is well over $1,000.
Yeah. And for us, 60 to 70, we're going to be between 18 and 2,000 for a day.
With where your average is.
Yeah. So great. Yeah. And so we do more than that. And it's a really great day. We do less than that, and you play the averages. So we'd really like to get to the 60 to 70 people average. We'll get there this year. It's been hard for the weather this year has been not very food friendly so far. So, but we'll get there. We're back in the 70s on Thursday this week.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then 50 again on Friday. So go team.
Yay. Yay team.
Between I finally got over my little bit of head cold just in time for everything to pop in the last 3 days here. So now I have allergies. And now with the constant flux in temperatures and moisture, I should have another head cold by the end of the week. So looking forward to that. I swear I'm not contagious. So yeah, you want to delve into definitions of success? I imagine you asked for a reason.
No, I was just another post that I just saw in that same group that I think we all had, they all have one thing. Hold on, let me pull it back up here. Deep question. What's your definition of success? Oftentimes we view this as money, but there are many ways to look at it. So my response, and we have a couple listeners in this group as well, and I might read those too. But my response is, success is that feeling that makes you almost tear up after reading a good review, or when somebody comes back just to tell you your food is awesome. Success is being able to pay the bills when once upon a time that was tough. Success is having regulars that come back time after time after time. Every day I hook up the barbecue trailer to roll out, saying that in my best Optimus Prime voice. I go out to be successful. So to me, success is it's almost like I guess it's a byproduct of a lot of different things combined. So like one of our top fans, Twisted Street, Nick Lodato, success to me is not how much money we make. Money comes and goes, but the value of life doing your own thing and making something out of it is so much more than working for someone else. The ability to schedule your time the way you want to and make money for your family and others, show how you want to do is success I'm grateful for. Which, yeah, that's a good success thing too. So what's your definition?
Sorry. Teared up.
No, shut up. Shut up. You know what? I hope your dog bites your toe.
Hi? What'd you say?
Hope your dog bites your toe.
No, those are all solid answers. They're wrong, but yeah, I mean.
Yeah, because again, only Josh's answer is right.
Oh, I wouldn't. No, they're not wrong, of course.
There's no wrong answer.
But it's good that people are able to think past a dollar amount or a growth factor or anything else that's kind of tangible, I guess. Although my answer would include both, kind of. So yeah, getting up every morning to do something that I'm passionate about is a portion of my life that is a success. Now, if we're going to talk about how do I determine success in the business, it's a completely different answer, but still along the same lines. It is to sell enough of the wares that I'm passionate about making to cover all expenses and allow for a percentage of growth and to allow us, my family, to live through other passions and experiences. In which case we are working towards that.
Deep.
It's true. There is no set dollar amount that I would say it would make us successful. It's the things that we want to do and get out of life.
So let me
that we talk about, and if we are able to do those things and pay the bills on the business with the business, then the business will be successful.
So let me ask you this: you get interviewed by a local interviewer.
Skippy, I only have a certain number of time for interviews, and really my schedule is filling up. So
I understand. You're just, because it's all Josh all the time.
How many front pages have you been on?
We're just here. They tell you, or they ask you, what is it like to have a successful business? Do you think right now that your business is a success?
No.
And is it because of longevity? Is it because of you just haven't, there are certain goals that you haven't hit yet?
We're net negative.
What's that?
We're net negative currently over the 4 years.
Okay. So
yes. You can't by any measure other than I get to do what I love every day and the business is growing in the right direction. There is no
so you're saying
standard business definition. There's no standard business definition that you could say this has been a successful business so far.
Okay. Interesting.
I get to do what I love every day, and I get to see amazing people, and I get to make people happy, and they get to tell me how great our food is that we make. And all that is amazing. But I had that before I ran the business. I mean, you have had that before you ran the business, you know. But people weren't paying you and saying that. Yeah, they were getting food for free and saying it because they could get more free food that way. That
would always is.
So yeah, I mean, under standard business definitions, our business is not a successful business thus far. You know, we're getting there. That black day will come. But yeah, right now, I mean, the amount of money that was pumped into the business in those first couple of years, that was personal money, savings, and all of that. Yeah, it all adds up, and we haven't cleared that money off the books yet. And part of that is the way that I've run the business and that I chose to run the business, and I wouldn't change that either. So I know that when we are ready to add a second trailer or to add in a walk-up brick and mortar type location, that we are very well positioned to make those transitions because of how I started the business with Chris. And Chris is very comfortable doing 99% of the stuff that I do on the trailer.
Yeah.
And he's moderately comfortable doing the other 1%. He still hates cutting briskets. It throws him for a loop every time, and he's worried he's going to screw him up. But other than that, I mean, that's pretty much the 1%.
Chris, what happens if you cut it wrong? Oh, guess what? You're still chopping it anyway.
I know. It's like,
Jesus.
It's okay. So as long as you realize you messed it up, you're okay.
I still have a hard time realizing which way I'm supposed to cut it sometimes.
I made a mistake yesterday. I got like 3 slices in before I realized it was not the right way. I was like, why does this look weird?
And then you just then you do a slight turn and you go, yeah, you're good.
Exactly, you're good. So yeah, having Chris on board and paying him well to be on board and to commit, and has paid huge dividends, and I don't deserve him. But finally,
oh, hold on, let me hit record. Can you say that again so I can play it for him so he understands it?
Oh, he does. And I told him this the other on the day we had some issues with an employee. I told him that was the first time really that he has taken ownership of running the trailer, to where he made the call for the business, for the best of the business, whether or not it made it easier for him to continue working.
Yeah.
And that has been worth every penny he's gotten. So even when it's meant that I'm not getting paid, he's getting paid. And that's,
yeah, he'll always
he comes first, and all my other employees will always come first, which makes it harder for me on the back end right now. But in the next couple of years, as we project and plan for growth, it'll be the best thing for everybody involved. So
yes,
Chris wants to not be on the trailer too at some point, and I can't wait until that day happens, because then I'm not doing anything.
Right.
So once I can get Chris off the trailer, I'm free and clear, and the business is running, and then he has somebody that is ready to take his spot at some point.
Just think, you could be president and CEO, Chris could be COO. Pam could be CFO, because we know Pam loves banking.
I don't think Pam wants that.
Yeah. It's what she wants.
I'm 99% sure.
What she wants and what she gets are two different things.
That's right. Pam would be happy with a pay cut and to do her 3 days, 3 hours a day for the next 30 years. So she doesn't know that yet. Fran has commented that measuring someone's success with the same stick doesn't work. Individual goals are as unique as the products sold.
Thanks, Mom. Thank you, Mom. Mom would know. She deals with recruiting and always has to ask about what are people's goals going into her type of employment. All right. So you're next. What else did you have? We had other questions that we asked people, but we got some responses from.
We had one that we didn't get any response from.
Oh, we did.
I thought. Well, I was looking for it.
Oh no,
I think it was the day before that.
It was the roadside. How do you pick your locations? Nobody liked that one, but they liked yours. Obviously, how late you're open depends on the location and or event. But on a typical day, how long do you stay open at a subdivision bar? I assume you were going to put ETC, but that didn't make the cut.
It's like a telegram. I was paying by the letter.
I understand. So I said 3 hour service at a sub is normal for us. Roadside is 6 to 7 hours ish.
So when you go to a subdivision, though, are you opening at 5? You're going 5 to 8?
4:30 to 7:30.
4:30 to 7:30?
Or 5 to 7:30. 7:30 is the end, typically.
Okay. So I have up right now hold on, let me get where are they?
You and I talked about your subdivision times.
Yeah. You think we are too early at 6:30?
Absolutely, I do.
So some of this data is a little bit skewed because we've sold out now at 3 different subdivisions at about 6:20-ish. So about 10-15 minutes before we're supposed to be done.
Absolutely.
Well, hold on. I think we moved some of those to 7. Anyways, regardless. Our busiest hour, so far for the month of April, our busiest hour of our day is 11 to 12. Followed closely by 12 to 1. But our busiest evening hour, and it's not even close, is 4 to 5. And then it is a dramatic drop off every hour.
Yeah. So basically what that means is that I would say they know wherever you go, they know 4 to 5. I mean, they just know. They know you're not going to be open until.
They know to come early if they want what they want.
Yes.
They're going to get what they want, more than likely.
Absolutely.
And I am okay with that.
Oh, absolutely.
There's been a demand that's been created. We did a couple of our subdivisions. We did schedule till 7. The one that we've sold out both times has been scheduled till 7. And that one, I think there is enough demand there for us to be till 7, but we can't seem to get the food right. And then that becomes my concern. A subdivision where we know people love food trucks and they're coming out for them, and we can't get to that later section. Do they stop trying to get to us? Like people that just can't get to us before 6:30 for whatever reason, because they're working or whatever, are they going to stop trying to get to us? And then we're going to end up with all this food and we're not going to have anybody after 6:15, because that's usually when we sell out. So there's my concern. And I told her the next time, and our host there is fantastic. And she lets people know when we sell out. She let people know when we were getting low. Like she's communicating with us the entire time we're there. So I told her that we were planning on overcooking the next time we go, just to make sure that we stay. I said, I don't care if we have to throw away food. I said, we're going to be there until 7. Just so we aren't, I don't want to do more damage by, I don't know that we would, but it's kind of one of those things I'd like to see what the neighborhood could do. So
and
that one,
when we go to a sub,
mm-hmm.
we do ask if there's any pre-orders for ribs and ribs only, because they hold fine, and we do pre-orders on just full racks of ribs. So how do you feel about like telling people or telling your subdivisions, hey, maybe run a poll on how long you want us to stay, just to see if there's people that are going to be there at that time? Something like, if they have a neighborhood Facebook page that none of us are ever invited to.
Well, I don't go to a subdivision that doesn't have one. That's one of my first questions I ask.
No, I'm talking about you're invited to their Facebook page.
Yeah.
A lot of HOAs don't want businesses on their Facebook pages.
Right.
But running something on there like a poll, like, hey, Sweet Racks is talking about coming out here on X date. They're typically here 4:30 to 6:30. Do those hours work for everybody? Is there anybody that want them to stay later, earlier, whatever?
Mm-hmm. We let our host kind of guide that for us. When we have discussions about dates, we also discuss timeframes. So, which I think that one that we've sold out now twice is, I think, our only one that we said 7 o'clock. We might have one other one we tend to get people after we close. And for the one that we sold out, Loin Woods, like, it was a steady stream of people after we sold out until we left at 6:45 by the time we got everything cleaned up and ready to go.
Because for some reason, every time you close your window, more people come up and then they ask, are you out of food?
Yeah.
Anyway, my window's shut. I really don't have anything to sell, hopefully.
So as an interesting aside, the subdivision, Loin Woods, that we sold out twice now, as we set up dates, and as about a week before, our host had reached out to me asking if it was okay if another food vendor joined selling crepes.
Absolutely.
This is the daughter of one of our customers that we did a big open house for in 2020. Not the same daughter that's doing the crepes. I said, absolutely no problem. I have no problem with it at all. They were there both times, and they will be there every time we go, because it is a true symbiotic relationship, and it is phenomenal. Almost everybody went to both places both times.
Yep.
And she said, if you have anywhere else where you want us to come, I said, absolutely. Give me your card and I will give you some dates. Please stop being afraid of non-competing food vendors. They are an asset.
Yeah.
100% locations.
Tomorrow I'll be at a sub where it'll be a pie vendor that'll be next to me.
Yum.
Somebody does pies. I'm like, okay, let's do it.
Trade?
What kind of pie?
I will give you this pork sandwich for an entire apple pie.
Please drizzle caramel on top. No, I think that's yeah. I mean, so is it typical for your side of the state to have subdivision visits that are, 4:30 to 6:30? Like a 6:30 normally.
I don't know what everybody else does.
Oh, okay. Have you asked your people, your subs that you go to? Or
yeah, we've had a couple people say 7:30 or even 8 o'clock. I'm like, no. And I just tell them what our experience has always been.
You typically get people between the 5 and 6, and then it's stragglers after that.
Exactly. And we're now stretching even to 6:15, like 5:30 to 6:15 seems to be hot right now. And I think that's just people getting home, and then they're going out and getting food. But yeah, that last 15 minutes, even on subdivisions, we've never sold out.
I guess I'm surprised that you're there so early, like 4:30s.
I got nowhere else to go.
Well, I get it.
I could just drive the trailer around and,
Hey, if you had a logo on it, be a billboard.
We don't drive. I mean, we're not driving 45 minutes in between most of our locations. It's 15 minutes. So we close lunch at 2:00. We go set up, we start getting prep done for the next day, and shit, we could be open at 3:30 most days,
Yeah.
So
speaking about being open, there's a big day this week. There's a big date this week for a certain type of clientele.
Hungry?
Normally they are very hungry.
Yeah, normally, you keep tagging me and stuff, and I keep saying the same thing every time you do. I'm still overbooked.
Well, I'm just trying to help brother out.
That's a day I wish I had 40 trucks.
Oh, I know. June 24th for me. If I had 40 trucks, I'd be rich.
Yeah, it's I don't know that I've ever gotten so many requests for a single day directly requests on 420. So
420.
Yep.
I am setting up at a local dispensary.
Awesome.
For lunch. Because I already had a place to go for dinner. This lunch service, I'm parking right up front, right in front of their building, right on a main drag. No pun intended, of course. I'm actually taking up I love it that I have a barbecue truck or barbecue trailer with a diesel truck, and I'm taking up their electric charging stations. What if I can somehow get an adapter to plug my truck or my trailer in?
Those aren't free, right?
True.
Your gas is probably cheaper.
I don't know. Gas just went up like 20 cents in 2 days. Diesel went down, gas went up.
That's all. I'm only using 5 gallons of gas a day.
Well, it's like, everybody says that gas is going up. I'm like, you know what? I've been paying diesel prices for the last 3 years. Like, this is nothing.
No kidding.
Anyway, so this is the first time I've ever set up at a dispensary. And it is a franchise, I believe, dispensary called Loom or Loomy.
Yep.
Loom. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's going to be fun, I think. I think it's going to be fun. But you are not set up at a dispensary, are
you? We were supposed to for dinner. And then back to licensing and everything. They were going to pay for our city license for the city of Cedar Springs. They've done this every year they've been open. Had food trucks on their lot for 420 and for other events. When they went to go turn in the application for us, the city said they needed to get permission from McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, and Little Caesars that are all in the area.
Oh,
yes.
That's
so
right.
the shift manager at McDonald's said no, and he didn't try further than that. So, so he canceled on that. Which I think I've already said that I'm not horribly heartbroken on it, because we have what could be a very, very large lunch day that day. And this will save me some heartache from not having to way overcook potentially.
Yeah.
And I can only moderately overcook.
I'm definitely doing those type of foods we're bringing back our nachos this week that we ripped off from another barbecue truck.
Ooh. Daddy Pizza or something. Got smoke.
Some sweet rack guy. Sweet butts. Yeah, sweet butts.
Sweet butts smoking racks. Yeah. I've heard of them.
You do put more stuff on it than I do, and you're more about value. But we, so we're gonna do that, and I'm worried about it, but yeah. Anyway, but you're closed for a private event for Farmers Insurance.
Yeah. So, what's that?
Catering a lunch for them?
Ish.
A lot of issues in your world.
There is. So they have a campus. It's, I think, 3 or 4 buildings. Pre-pandemic, 2,500 people work on the campus. They had 2 cafeterias. Neither of those cafeterias are reopening. They have not demanded people come back to the office, but they have been trying to coax people back to the office. On a good day, they have 400 people out of 2,500.
Are we hoping that it's going to be a good day?
So previous years they have done a company paid event where they get people to come in. Okay. Those are about 500 people's worth, and they've been doing 2 trucks. So those are guaranteed paydays. This year they're doing one of those. Plus they're doing this. They're inviting people in, and it's employee pay, which is what 420 is. So yeah. So it's one of those that, yes, we could see 200 people. We could see nobody. So
okay. Question then. Fine. Question
then. Yeah.
Did you take a minimum?
Yeah, a minimum of the amount that we got guaranteed a spot for their company paid one and future events.
So you finagled / worked out a deal where, okay, I'll come out for this event as long as you promise to book me for future events that our company paid.
Yeah, we're going to be at the top of the list for their company paid ones.
And do we know that they have company paid events?
Yeah. I'm doing one next month.
So is this in the lawyer world, would this be considered pro bono?
Only if no one shows up.
Okay, so second question.
Yeah.
How much are you cooking for this?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay then.
But again, I think we're overbooked and then trying to go and do dinner service after that was giving me a lot of anxiety. So them canceling on that was kind of a relief, kind of a bummer.
So how long are you going to be there for?
3 hours, I think. 2 hours. I think it's 11 to 1 or something like that.
So you're not doing anything afterwards?
Nope.
So if you have food left over, you're going home?
Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
In our experience, when we've tried to do a last second change, it has never gone well.
I just had one go real well.
Well, I know, but we've never had one go well. For whatever reason.
Hold on a second. Please hold.
I will hold on a second and please hold.
No. Okay.
Hold on.
So we're going to go back to the hold on a second.
All right. Yeah.
I just got rid of the please hold. You have 10,000 Facebook followers.
Uh-huh.
You're telling me that if you made a change on that day to go set up at a Home Depot parking lot or whatever the case may be,
mm-hmm.
It would not turn out to be a decent day?
When's
the last time you tried?
Last year. And keep in mind, I don't have those locations in my back pocket anymore. I don't have the Home Depots, the Farm and Fleets. We don't set up at them anymore. Almost all our dinner services are subdivisions. All of our day services are, so us just rolling into a business isn't going to work. And we don't do those in the evenings anyways, because they usually don't work out. So we can't roll into a known entity right now, a subdivision, and just set up and sell.
So by doing, so let me ask you this. By not having those places in your quote unquote back pocket, have you backed yourself into a corner when you have stuff like this, that there's a potential to have an excess amount of food?
Yes, absolutely. And that's the calculated risk of any day. You have what could be a big event. I mean, it happened to us with the arts and crafts show that we did down in Allegan. That was a short day for us. We didn't schedule anything in the afternoon. We also had a catering that we dropped off, but we had plenty of room on the smoker to make more food, Yeah. We're going to take it as a short day, and hopefully it's a good day. And give a little bit of extra rest to everybody else. To Chris and I, at least. So, I will cook for 200 people. I will have 200 portions of protein on board. and we'll go from there.
Hmm.
Which isn't a ton if you think about it.
No, I get it's not a ton, but it's still.
That is an acceptable loss to me. I mean, 50 pounds of cooked meat is, I mean, yeah, I don't want to throw it all away, and I don't think I will.
No, I
don't think
you're
there's any
people.
shot in hell we throw it all away.
No, I think you're going to have people.
Yeah.
I don't know. It would.
Let me do the math real quick. 20. So we'll have at least 50 pounds.
It would hurt like right here to throw away potential to throw away that much meat.
Well, we've all done it before though, and it does hurt.
Yeah, but it hurts every single freaking time.
But I'm not going in thinking no one's going to show up.
No, I'm not saying that. I guess, it's...
You run that risk every time you pull out of your driveway that no one's going to show up that day for whatever reason.
You do. You absolutely run that risk.
Are you charging Home Depot a minimum?
No.
Why not?
Because they're allowing me to set up in their parking lot. That's my risk, and I get it.
Mm-hmm.
And everything that I go out to do is my risk,
mm-hmm.
no matter what it is. I guess I'm surprised that you have that many followers that you don't think that you could make a change or announce a new location or saying, hey, we have extra food. We're going to be here until it's sold out or until 6 or whatever.
Because I know how the algorithm works and how many people of those, like 10,000 people aren't going to see that post.
No.
1,000 people aren't going to see that post.
No, probably 30 people are going to see that post. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think
So 30 people see that post. How many of them are in the area that we are set up
Did you know? Oh, I think you did know because I think we talked about it. But if you join Facebook groups that are in certain locations
mm-hmm.
and you do @everyone, it tags everybody in your post.
Yeah, and I hate it when people do it.
I understand it. I get it. I'm not saying do it every freaking time you do something.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying that if you're announcing a new location, that's one way to get more people to possibly come because everybody's going to be tagged in that post and they're at least going to see it. Whether they do anything with it or not, it's up to them. But if it's a place
that's also assuming that the post gets approved by whatever admin or moderator.
Assuming it's a private thing, I get it. If it's public, you don't have to worry about it, but private, I understand.
Yeah.
I'm that's the only thing that just flabbergasts me is that and if it works out for you, awesome. Like, great. Like I'd love to go home early. You kidding me? And that's fine. But it's like if in the event.
How many half days do you work?
Last year I worked pretty much every day was a half day. This year I'm doing, it's probably 50-50.
Okay. So I do one and it's the end of the world.
No, it's not, because the half days that I choose to do are only for like a normal lunch service.
Okay.
That I'm already at risk no matter what. I'm not getting paid minimums or anything of that nature. Actually,
just
no, it's the other way around. I was getting paid minimums, mm-hmm. or it was a company catering or something like that. Those were the only lunch services I did last year. This year, I'm branching out doing more because I'm seeing the same people come for lunch every time.
Right.
It's very hard for me to go anywhere else than where I'm going right now for lunch because it's been so successful. I'm just baffled by it. You have that many followers.
Yeah. And I understand how people work and how other things work. And I'm not going to spam people once. I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
Because it annoys the hell out of me when I get those notifications.
For sure.
Like, why is Maestro Knives tagging me in a freaking post?
Oh, I know. I get it.
It's annoying, and I don't want to be annoying. But yeah, it's nice to have a half day every once in a while.
Absolutely.
So we occasionally schedule ourselves for when we expect it to be a very busy day.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we're going to do, because we should exceed the goal sale for the day.
Yep.
And the fact that it's a private event was our decision. We were able to promote that event. I want to feed their people versus ours, and I have full confidence in their ability to get 400 people there.
I want you to feed. I want you to sell out.
Okay.
I want you to sell out. I hope you do.
I look forward to checking in with you on Thursday at 2:00.
My man, I can't wait.
We're there with a pizza truck.
Oh, so now you threw out there's another truck there too.
I told you that.
No.
Yes, I did.
No, you only said there was. I never mentioned. This is the first time you mentioned a pizza truck.
Well, a pizza truck, but I said there was another truck there. They have 2 trucks at all their events.
No, you didn't.
I wouldn't have done it I wouldn't have served 400 people off our truck in 2 hours. No fucking way. Yeah, they have 2 trucks for all their events.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, what?
Yeah, I can't wait till. There was something we have to. One of our top fans asked you a question, or didn't ask you a question, but commented on what happened to you this week. So you got to tell him what happened.
What are you talking
about? You had an episode with mashed potatoes.
Good Lord, there is no episode.
But it's what you said. There was something in transit.
Yes, so there was an incident. That's all it was. It's not like there was this big, massive mashed potato explosion where we open the doors of the smoker and it's just all mashed potato everywhere. Everybody blew it way. I can't believe that thing got as many comments as it did.
So we can call this mashed potato gate because you're not answering the question.
I will answer the question. It's so anticlimactic that it's ridiculous.
Oh, come on.
The amount of times we've had to tell it is
come up with a climactic ending then. So I had these mashed potatoes.
So we travel with them on the smoker. That's all. And there are beans on the smoker as well. And our ribs are wrapped and on the smoker as we're traveling. Okay. The only rule is with anything that's not covered in transit needs to be on the top shelf so things don't drip into it.
Sure.
That's all. They were not put on the top shelf.
Okay.
So there was baked beans and rib juice in the mashed potatoes.
Oh, that'd have been so tasty. That'd been so tasty. Well,
I understand, but that's not the product that
I understand what you're going for. When you posted that, that's the first thing that somebody that people thought of was, oh my God, you opened something and mashed potatoes just covered you from it.
I know. We answered those questions all week long. So what happened with the mashed potatoes on Tuesday? I'm like, nothing.
Because our friend
some other stuff got in them.
Our friend Michael Gard said, note to self, listen to Monday's podcast.
Speaking of Michael, he came down to see us at Midwest on Thursday.
Oh,
well, it came up. He lives in Indiana.
South Bend area.
Did not recognize him when he came up, and I'm sorry, Michael. Not enough context around that whole situation. But he said he had to come up and get the most talked about item on the podcast. So.
Loaded mac and cheese.
Sure did. Yep.
Loved every bite of it, I bet.
He did. He asked if we had ever weighed it, and we did mention it on the podcast. I think it weighs about 1.5 pounds. So, and he said he ate the whole thing. He was planning on saving some of it for dinner, and it was gone before he got home. So,
good for you.
Attaboy.
Good for him.
Thanks for listening, and thanks for coming up. And glad you enjoyed your meal.
Yes,
Michael Gard, Sweet Cleaver, is that right?
Sweet Cleaver, yeah.
Sweet Cleaver, thank you. See, and I probably could have, and that's how my brain works with all the barbecue people, unless I interact with them a lot. I don't remember the names. I remember the team name.
Yeah,
with the face.
He doesn't care basically, so that's fine. He doesn't care to remember you.
Now, don't say that about Michael. Michael cares a lot. He came all the way up to see me.
Michael's going to come find me. I'm only like another hour away.
Yeah, it's a piece of cake drive on his lunch.
He works for the government. He can go anywhere he wants to. Cushy government jobs. Anyway.
All right, everybody. That's our show. It's 11:30. Thank you for tuning in. This has been Bert and Skippy with the Monday Morning Food Truck.
It's Bert and Skippy?
Oh, fuck. Bert
yes.
and Josh and Skippy. The
Skippy
Bert, Skippy, Josh show. Keep those service windows open and the food going out. Thank you, everybody. Have a great week. We will talk to you again the same time next week.
Same food truck channel, same food truck time.
Peace out, buddy.